Right, the Garangula Polo major reduction sale starts the 19th of February and concludes on the 22nd. The auction will heat up after 6 o'clock. There's been plenty of information out about there. And we want to keep getting the information out so people are aware of what is the sale is all about. Wrapped to be catching up with firstly with Rob Cudmore. Firstly, thank you very much for joining me.
Afternoon, Paul. Nice to be here.
Well, it is, and it's a beautiful day here in Australia. You've been a part of the Garangula team for a long time.
For a fair while, 7 or 8 years.
Yep.
I'm managing black bears in England for Guy, and so been very involved with the horses and all that time. And so I know all the bloodlines, and I've been here many times, and everyone's playing. So yeah.
One of the reasons you are actually here is to facilitate this sale, to help people understand these horses that are for sale, and the horses that are in this sale. And we're going to touch on that. We're going to touch on a few of the horses as well that have been retired and that. But yourself and Ollie Cork, and it's been very well received, this sale, isn't it? It's exciting to see it coming along so well.
There's a lot of interest. We've had a lot of viewings and a lot of phone calls. I think if you look at it, Guy has been breeding really good horses for quite a while now, and the best bloodlines probably Melody and Gift, produced a lot of champions, and there's foals out of them in here, and then he's retiring a couple of them. They're called Magnum, which won a lot of best playing pony prize. Anyone who played Garangula Polo in Australia knows Magnum. She's got a two of her progeny in the sale. She's been retired just to live out her life now. Yeah. And then you've got others like probably the best horse Guy has in England, called Shine. It won many pony prizes with Ollie Cork here, and we took it to England.
Yep.
And actually Guy played it in Spain, and probably his best horse. And we've got a full sister to Shine called Shimmer.
So Shine is his best horse. There's
probably his best horse.
There is a full sister in this sale.
Full sister in this one called Shimmer, and then there's a son of Shine called Flash. So there's a lot of these champion mares that still playing. They've got progeny in this sale. I mean, I can list a few more.
Can we just go back? Was it Magnum, the first mare you?
Magnum's, yeah.
And she's been retired. She'll live out her days here. And some people might say, oh, she's only 14. Why? When I was lucky enough to interview Guy just recently, it hasn't been an easy decision. I mean, this has been his work, this breeding part of it. There's a definite love of all of these animals. This is not an easy thing for him to be doing, this major reduction sale, and to be able to retire these horses out of respect for them. It's been, I would imagine, a pretty key part of what he's trying to achieve.
Yeah, Guy is very good. I know in England, if we've got horses we're retiring, they live out their life. They'll be 30 and still living it. He's very good at giving them, they give us as polo players what we do, such a good life. And that's why, for example, Magnum, tremendous mare. Everyone in Australia knows her. Yes, she could play on a couple more years, but it's like, no, she's given us amazing service, but you can still buy her progeny. So,
And that's what this sale, the opportunity that this sale is presenting for people, is to be able to get these horses. You said there about Shimmer, Guy's best horse.
Shine,
sorry.
Yeah.
But Shimmer is...
the Shimmer is
in the sale.
Full sister to
full
Shine.
Sister. So
yeah.
you've got the opportunity of buying a full sister to his best horse that has, we say, world-class horses. She has performed on the world, like Spain and England.
But Shine would play, I mean, people that know would say Shine would play the Argentine Open.
She's
and Guy will be playing in the English High Gold season on her. And it's a everyone will be trying to buy that mare.
Yep.
And he's got progeny here in this sale out of her. I mean, you can't get better than that. Shimmer, the full sister, is shaping up really well, and Flash is the son of Shine. Flash is much younger.
Yep. A couple of the other families that are well represented in this sale.
So we've got a mare called May West, actually, who's 13, who's a for sale, very well known, won a lot of pony prizes with Paco O'Dwyer, and she's got 5 of her progeny in the sale plus her.
Yeah, as a broodmare only though.
No, she can be played.
Okay.
And there's plenty of interest in her because people have seen how good she is, but also the fact that there's 5 of her progeny in this, from the great stallions like Shiraz and Lynx, You know, so they're 4 and 3 year old horses.
Yeah, young horses,
ready to
go on.
and
Yep.
and playing like the 4-year-old Keanu is played chuckers, and they're all shaping up really well. And,
Yep.
And then plus there's 3 more. I mean,
Yeah. Can I throw you a curveball? Was the person doesn't know a lot about the polo? What age does a polo horse mature at? Like, is that
to play the high goal, you don't really want them to play in the high goal, which is 22 goal or whatever, until they're at least 7.
So these 3-4-year-olds are ready to just start hitting their straps.
Absolutely, and you'd be playing them in 6 goal. The 4-year-olds be playing chuckers, good chuckers, and then they'll move on as 5-year-olds. They'll be playing the 6 goal, where it's not so fast, not so hard, and they're still learning. But Guy would not play any champions until they're 7 or even 8, because they haven't matured fully.
Yep.
And if you get them at 8 years old, they're going to play until they're 18.
So I would imagine, I could be wrong, you can correct me if I am wrong, it's not just the genetics that's gone into here, and I mean the countryside here is perfect for raising beautiful horses because it's got nice hills, changing conditions, it's got so many things that ticks about it, but the no rush, the time to let these horses develop. And again, you can purchase one of these horses, one of those 3-4-year-olds, and almost start competing with them, you know, at the highest level you can get, and the horse can get to.
Absolutely. And all the ones that are in the sale that are ridden on, from 3-year-olds on, Ed Hitchman, who is the manager here, he's put together a really good team of young guys like Ollie Cork, who come here, stick and ball, play chuckers, school, going, it's like hours in the saddle. And Ed put together a really good group of people, and Ed's a great horseman. And Ed fine-tuned the breeding, great knowledge of which horses fit, which mares, and so these horses that go in the sale, if they're 4-year-old, they've had chuckers, they've had good schooling, they are ready to progress. It's not like you're getting things that haven't been beautifully, trained to their best, their ability.
There is one more. I don't.
Well, they've got a couple more.
Couple more. You make sure you get through those, and I'll ask you a couple more questions.
Sure. So, for example, Kilago, which was bred here, we took to England maybe 4 or 5 years ago. One of Guy's best horses. Again, won a lot of pony prizes here. We sent her over there. Guy loves her, and she's got four progeny
out of her.
There's a 4-year-old filly called Havana. There's a 5-year-old gelding called Panama, 4-year-old called Jamaica mare, and then 7-year-old mare. And we've actually taken in England. We just got 2 embryos out of her at the end of the season because she's such a fantastic mare, and she's turned out to be a good brood mare by looking at these 4 and 5-year-olds. So that's why in England we've also taken. We've got two embryos, for the future.
That's amazing. So he is continuing this bloodline in England.
Absolutely.
As I said, it's an emotional thing that this sale's happening for him. It's not that he's giving up on the bloodlines. He's actually the other way. He's investing even more heavily in.
He definitely is, and he loves the fact that, as we all do, he's playing most of his horses in his high goal string are bred at Garangula.
Yeah.
Like for example, there's another good mare we took over there called Aphid.
Yep.
And she was bred here. Her mother was bred here. Her mother called Spider. Guy played for 10 years. She's now retired, living a lovely life in England. Aphid we took over this last year, played brilliantly, and there's 2 or 3 aphids in the sale. So there's opportunity to get, and anyone in a polo in Australia who's played at good levels knows these horses I've mentioned. They know Shine and Aphid and May West and Kilago. And this is like a chance to nothing, they're all available for these polo players around the world to help their breed and help their string.
Ollie and I in our interview the other day, I had a little giggle at it because I think I said unique and Ollie said unique almost in the same 2 sentences, if you're not like. But it is actually unique. This is an amazing opportunity for people to be able to get involved. It's unique. Like that's
absolutely. And as I said, Guy's been very good. He's had stallions from Argentina. He's had stallions from Elliston. He's had thoroughbreds. Yep. He's searched high and low to get and trying all these bloodlines, and that's where Ed's been very good, the mixing of them, and it is unique because, in the world there's not many people that put such a good breed together as Guy has, and there's so many people going to be getting some really good horses. I mean, if I was suddenly wanted to come buy 20 horses and start playing polo, you'd have a lovely time here.
There is some young stock, some very young stock that haven't actually even been broken yet. I can only speak highly enough. Anyone that's watched any of the videos, if you actually see the young stock, you'll realise that it was a trying day. If you look at the Em and Holly's hair blowing, the temperament, I would imagine, is one of the great things that this breed oozes, because I'm not sure how many we videoed that day, but I know how many played up, 0. Yeah. And I'm not saying that. I mean, there was none. There was grooms everywhere. They were bringing these horses out into the field that they hadn't. I assumed they'd been there before, though. But I got told later on they hadn't even been on that field. They weren't allowed on that field. No. It was the sacred turf.
Absolutely.
And they were there.
And I think that's credit to Ed, because putting such a good team, the horses are quiet. The horses are easy to get on with. You don't get the feeling that that they're nervous, and they're just good, well mannered, well handled, well trained. And okay, the 2-year-olds, no one knows what they're like. You haven't ridden them,
no,
but you have a product there ready to go on.
But that's what you do with any young stock.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even if you breed one, you go to the best, out of the best, and you hope for the best.
And then you've got to treat it properly.
Yeah. But the proof's in the pudding with these young horses. They've followed that same progression as a lot of these other horses that have ended up in England, competed, his favourite horses. And they've been raised here following that same path.
And he's got horses that he sold to Argentina, played the Argentine Open. I mean, the Pinnacle, Duet, and I can't remember the other one's name, but it played, the top level of polo. And, Guy gets a great thrill out of seeing his horses played by good players everywhere.
That's one thing I did find, and I'll put my hand up. I was nervous, interviewing him, and anxious, I suppose, would have been one of those words. I was not sure what to expect. I loved his emotion.
I mean, passionate.
Yeah, and it just oozed out of him. I mean, it was a remote interview. I would love to sit down like this and have a chat with him, but he just has that emotion for these horses, and it's a very emotionally driven decision. It's not an easy decision he's made. So it's not like he wants to consolidate all his horses. He's actually a very emotionally driven to it. So
definitely, and as I said, he has a lot of influence and say and knowledge, and he has a lot to do with it. He's not a passenger on this. He's good player. So when he plays them, imagine the thrill he gets in England, the whole string of horses that he's bred, back in Australia.
I asked him, what's it like to saddle up alongside one that he's bred? It hasn't happened. It will happen after this. That's for sure.
It's happened in Australia, but it'll happen now more. Like in England, for example, so there'll be some champions here that someone will buy or whatever and end up sending to England. And one day one might gallop past him and say, "Why did I sell that?" But that's life. But it'll happen. Yeah, because this is a proper group of horses.
And that's the thing. He's had a change of life. He's got young children and things along those lines. So,
3 young children, and I mean, I know he loved playing polo in Australia, but 3 young children, you just can't get away. So
any of us who have kids aren't going to begrudge him that. That's for sure. There's no problems there. So and that's what we want to make sure we get that point across there, that it hasn't been an easy decision he's made. You guys as staff, Rob, it's the first time I've met you today, but the guys here have done an awesome job preparing these horses. But you all are still here. The sale, as I said, starts on Monday the 19th and finishes on the Thursday the 22nd, and starts after that at 6 o'clock. But the guys are still here. Ollie's going to be still here. You're going to be still here for people. Any phone calls. Us. We want people to make those phone calls and get in touch. Will, Beck, everyone will be still here.
Exactly. The auction can be going on, and someone might just see something. Oh, that's interesting. They can call Ollie, all right.
Yep.
And we're here until the end of the sale.
Yep, and that's very important. Rob, thank you so much.
Very good. Thanks, Paul.
I love the insight. I love seeing your passion as well, and I think that's the one thing that I think Ed, Guy, every person that's been involved in should be very proud of. You are a team. Those grooms that helped us on that day.
They're great group, great girls.
I can't remember. There was a few guys too, and they had a bit of a sense of humour, the boys. Don't worry about that. But they did just an awesome job with these horses, and I think anyone that purchases one of these horses are going to get world-class bloodlines. beautifully educated horse. That's the one thing
Absolutely.
I found so nice about it. Rob, thank you very,
Very good,
much.
Paul. Thank you.
Go to Nutrien Equine, and you'll be able to follow the links. I'll have all the links down the bottom. There'll be phone numbers of everyone to get in touch with at the bottom of this post as well. So thank you very much, Rob.
Thank you, Paul.
And good luck with the sale.
Thank you very much indeed.